So you're thinking about making a move to Ann Arbor, Michigan. Well, you've definitely come to the right channel, number one. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why so many people just like you are making that move to Ann Arbor. So if you're ever curious why so many people are making the move, what's drawing them into the city here, this video is definitely for you, and we're covering all of them. So stick around because we're getting after it right now. Hey, what's going on, you guys? If we're meeting here for the first time, my name is Meldrum. I make videos about all things Metro Detroit, what it's like to live here, work here, play here, and yes, the sunshine and the snow, I know, and everything in between. I'm also a licensed real estate professional, and I've helped hundreds of people just like you buy, sell, relocate, and invest here in the Metro Detroit market, and the team and I love doing just that. So whether you're making a move here in 1 month or 1 year from now, it doesn't matter. You got to get a hold of us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or our favorite, we got our Zoom link down below. You can schedule a Zoom call with us, and we'll take you through the city in our eyes, match you up with the ideal lifestyle. So make sure you subscribe, tap that little bell so you're the first to learn about the current market and every new video we put out here on a weekly basis. All right, you guys, so here's the deal. I need your help today. So if you live in Ann Arbor or have lived in Ann Arbor, I want to hear from you. So what I'd like you to do is drop a comment down below. Let other people know what it's like to live here. So your experience is going to help somebody make a better decision when making a move to Ann Arbor. I can only speak from my experiences with Ann Arbor, and it would just be great to have a lot of different perspectives on this channel. At the end of the day, this is what we make these videos for. This is why this channel exists, so we can help people make better decisions when moving to Ann Arbor or any city here in Metro Detroit. All right, so Ann Arbor, Michigan, why are so many people moving here? You know, it's a great question. I get this question a lot because we get calls from people who are moving to Michigan, and Ann Arbor pops up on their search about 9 times out of 10 is we'll get a call and said, hey, I want to move to Ann Arbor. And then we get to talking and we come to find out that Ann Arbor is just the first place that they found because there's so many publications about, you know, the best places to raise your kids, best places to retire, best place to raise a family, best school systems, you know, in Ann Arbor. So it gets a lot of publications, and for good reason. You know, Ann Arbor is one of those cities that's constantly changing with the times. We're constantly getting a lot of new developments. We're constantly getting a lot of things that are just kind of changing up the ecosystem in Ann Arbor, such as the bike lanes that they put downtown, or this whole entire initiative to go zero emissions by 2028 here in Ann Arbor. Now, it's a big initiative, but just examples like that Ann Arbor is just constantly getting publications, constantly getting into the news, because people there are trying new things. They're trying to be, not trying to be different, but they're trying to progress with the times and trying to give back to the communities that have served Ann Arbor so well by doing nice things like putting in affordable housing. Because if you haven't watched too many of these videos, go back and watch them, because we'll talk about it today too. The housing market in Ann Arbor can get a little bit cuckoo, and it get a little bit crazy with prices, and just the type of houses that are going for millions of dollars you wouldn't even think. But it's just one of those markets that has so much going on, and there's a lot of reasons why so many people love living here in Ann Arbor. So in addition to Ann Arbor just adapting with the times and being relevant to a lot of younger people and older people who are looking to make a life here, there's 5 reasons that I have that I think top the charts, in terms of why so many people move here, why so many people like living here. And those 5 reasons are coming at you right now. All right, so reason number 1 is the booming economy here in Ann Arbor. Now, I've always said Ann Arbor is like this recession-proof little bubble. It kind of exists in its own little bubble, and nobody can penetrate it, nobody can get in it, nobody's gonna actually lose their shirt when things start going south. And that's because of the type of industries that predominantly make up the huge, large workforce here in Ann Arbor. And that's for the healthcare system, the academics, and the automotive industry. Now, some of the largest employers, such as the University of Michigan, they employ over 35,000 people between the hospital system and the college itself. And then you got hospital systems like St. Joseph Mercy, which is Trinity now, and then you have the VA healthcare system. So those 3 hospital systems alone, I mean, they're employing probably over 45,000 people. I don't know the counts for St. Joseph Mercy or the VA healthcare system, but just in addition to that, I have to imagine that with that large of a healthcare system, that it's probably touching about 40 to 45,000 employees here in Ann Arbor just for the healthcare system. And then you add on, the automotive industry, the tech startups that are here. Those are thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs that are here in Ann Arbor for a booming economy in the automotive industry and the healthcare system. So for those reasons, with the booming economy, you look at that and you say, well, if something happens in the economy and we have this huge layoff, is Ann Arbor going to be affected? And the answer is, yeah, it'll be affected to some degree, but a large majority of the people that are in those type of positions, those are needed services, right? The healthcare system, that doesn't stop if we have a down economy. You could argue that if we're in a poor economy, people are actually going to need healthcare more, right? Because they're going to be not taking care of themselves. They don't have the money for food, or they need assistance. And, all these things are going to come to fruition, but the healthcare system is not going anywhere. All right, so reason number 2, so many people are moving to Ann Arbor is for the high paying jobs. Now, no surprise with the economy booming, we got companies like the University of Michigan, IBM, Thomas Reuther, there's so many other ones here that just attract a lot of top talent, and that's the healthcare system, the automotive industry, and for the tech startups. So if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on with the tech startup here in Ann Arbor, there's a lot of companies, coming out as spinouts of the University of Michigan, or just some really innovative people who chose to start their business here in Ann Arbor because of the deep connections that it has with a lot of private equity, a lot of angel funds, a lot of venture capital here in Ann Arbor. And then it's also got ties in between Boston, San Francisco, Austin. A lot of the main tech, startup hubs here around the world are all centered here in Ann Arbor. So if you're looking to put a business here, or maybe do a startup venture here in Ann Arbor, that's a really great possibility because the resources are really endless when it comes to it. I went through that when I was starting one of my companies, and we had a great success with it. So if you have any questions about that, drop those in the comments below. I'd love to help as well. But for the high paying jobs, companies are attracting top talent, and it's becoming one of those destinations where people are now talking. People are now talking to, their software engineering friends and their doctor friends. Like, hey, you should come move to Ann Arbor. Costs a little bit less than San Francisco, but you're going to be making about the same. So if you're looking for a cheaper option than San Francisco and a really good quality of life, Ann Arbor is probably the place for you. All right, and reason number 3, so many people are moving to Ann Arbor is for the parks and recs. Now, if you've heard me talk about outdoors on this channel before, you might know, this is a fun trivia fact, that there is 159 parks scattered throughout Ann Arbor. That's a lot of parks scattered throughout 29 square miles of Ann Arbor. 159, that's pretty impressive. So whether you're looking for, a hike, just a walk, maybe you're just riding your bike, or you want to do a more aggressive mountain biking, or just take a walk down by a river, or maybe even get your kayak or canoe out and start going down the Huron River. All that stuff is possible. So it could be a fun day, or it could be a little bit more aggressive day if you're trying to get an exercise in or a workout. But there is no shortage of places to see and be in Ann Arbor if you like the outdoors. So that's one of the main reasons why I think you might like living here in Ann Arbor. All right, so reason number 4, so many people are moving to Ann Arbor is for the family-friendly communities. Now, Ann Arbor has a lot to do with kids. So as a father myself, this is a topic that I could talk about for hours. We're constantly looking for things to do with our kids just to mix it up. We can only go to the same park or do the same thing over and over before they start saying, hey, we want to do something else. So we're constantly looking for new things to do, and Ann Arbor has got a ton of options for that. So one of our favorite things to do is we'll grab the kids on a Saturday morning. We'll head downtown, grab a coffee, start walking around downtown, and let the girls find the fairy gardens. So this is an urban fairy garden that all the storefronts, not all of them, but some of the storefronts who have participated, they've built this little fairy garden in the front of their store. So as you're walking through, they have like a little fairy door, or some of them even have like a piece of glass in front where you can see in. They put beds, they put stairs, they made like little, mansions out of these fairy gardens. And they're really cool. So the girls really enjoy it. And then you can top it off with going to the store, which is in Carytown, called Catching Fireflies. And that store has a ton of fairy stuff. So if you want to make your own at-home fairy garden for the kids, and they've enjoyed that so much, There's a really cool store called Catching Fireflies you can go check out as well. So in addition to that, with Ann Arbor having some of the best school systems and, a lot of things for kids to do, kids have it pretty good here in Ann Arbor, I will say. All right, and reason number 5 so many people are moving here to Ann Arbor is for the food scene. Now, this is just icing on the cake. A little bit of pun intended there, because I'm going to tell you where to get one of the best cakes here in Ann Arbor in a second. But the food scene here in Ann Arbor is amazing. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of different ethnicities, a lot of different flavors going on. I mean, there's just a ton of options when it comes to restaurants. And some of them are just a lot of hidden gems. Like, I'm still finding new places that I didn't even know about, because I walk past it and I'm like, that doesn't really look that great of a place. And then somebody tells me like, hey, have you had so-and-so from this place? I'm like, no, I walked past it the other day and I just wrote it off because it didn't really look that great. But those are the places. That's me guilty of judging a book by its cover. So, I'm sorry for that. I do like good food. I do like a good restaurant. Can you blame me? I like to sit down and be nice in there. So going into a hole in the wall is not really my thing, but I'm always up for a good meal if you steer me in the right direction. So some of our favorite places here in Ann Arbor are places like Cafe Zola. When we go there, I usually get the Turkish brunch. I like picking at things and have a little bit of flavor, so that's a great option. And then you can go to places like Frida Beditas. That's a spin on a Cuban hamburger. It's absolutely great. Please go try that. If you're going to try one hamburger in Ann Arbor, I would argue Frida Bedita is the place to be. And if you're feeling like ramen, head over to Slurping Turtle, grab yourself a bowl of ramen, and then you do not want to miss out on a sandwich from Zingerman's. Now, Zingerman's has a world-renowned reputation for great sandwiches, and I told you I was going to tell you the best place to grab a cake here in Ann Arbor, and that is Zingerman's. So Zingerman's has a whole entire bakery section. They got great coffee too. It's actually one of the larger employers here in Ann Arbor as well. So we talk about booming economy. Zingerman's doing some really cool things. A lot of people who live here and move away from Ann Arbor, they miss Zingerman's so much that Zingerman's has made a whole entire business of shipping sandwiches, cakes, like all their coffees, and they ship it around the country. So you can definitely check that out. Head over there. I will just forewarn you, like moms, dads, like if you're taking the family there for lunch, it will be on the pricier side. Some of the sandwiches are $17, $20. I would just recommend, having the kids split it. My wife and I usually split a sandwich as well, and we're both just fine. I mean, it fills us up. The last place you guys should head over and check out is Isolitas. They have some of the best tacos and Mexican style food here in Ann Arbor, in my opinion. Now, it's not authentic Mexican, so don't roast me in the comments on this authentic Mexican restaurant, thing. So just go try it and let me know what you think. So any of these places, if you've been there or you have more recommendations for people here visiting Ann Arbor or considering moving, on restaurants or just fun things to do for the kids, drop it in the comments below. Like I said, this is why we make these videos, and this is what this channel is all about. We want to help you guys make better decisions when making that move here to Michigan, and specifically Ann Arbor. So like I said, if you're moving here in 1 month or 1 year from now, do not hesitate to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or my favorite, schedule a Zoom call with us. My Calendly link's down below. We can take you through the city in our eyes. It's the best way for us to communicate, the ideal lifestyle based on what you're looking for and match you up with the best city to meet that. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Go check out these other videos, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.